All right, Mark, what a season it's been for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but not in a good way. Now, last place in the Atlantic Division. They've lost 3 in a row. No signs of good things on the horizon. So, Mark, I ask you this. Is this already a lost season for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Frankie, this is not a lost season yet, but everything is urgent now, and you need to turn this around. I mean, just ask the 2019 St. Louis Blues, or Frankie, your favorite team, last year's Montreal Canadiens. Being almost last in the East at this point, 35 games in, has nothing to do with where you're going to end up. Especially a team that has had the regular season success in the past that the Toronto Maple Leafs have had. But the time is now for them to turn this around. Good efforts and moral victories aren't enough anymore. I've seen this team being hesitant way too often for the level of talent they have, especially up top. And Frankie, let's be honest here. You've played the position. Look me in the eye, look at this defensive group, and tell me that on a contending team, you would go to war with this group. I understand that Carlo and Tanev are out of the lineup and they're missed dearly. But look at me and tell me this is a defensive core that you would go to war with.
It's not even about the fact that you could go to war with them or can't. It's, can they make a pass out of their own zone clean to get the puck into the hands of their forwards? And time again, we have seen this team struggle when it comes to getting the puck clean out of their own zone. There's so many different things that you could say are wrong with the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. Is the season over? No, but it doesn't feel like it's headed in the right direction. And after watching last night's game against the Dallas Stars, here's my big thought. For the majority of this season, this team has played games where they didn't deserve to win, and they didn't win. Okay, sure, that makes sense. But last night, where they actually played pretty good, they still lose that game 5-1. So I sit there and say, okay, the games where you play bad, you deserve to lose. The games where you play pretty good, you also can't win. So what does that mean for your group? Does that mean you're going to string together a long stretch of hockey where you're winning games similar to the teams that you're talking about? St. Louis, when they won the Cup, or Montreal last season? I have a hard time believing that. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong with this group. And Mark, I don't know if you can pinpoint the biggest priority for this team moving forward, but it seems like there's a long list of things that need to get better.
Even best scorers in the league will go through stretches of not finding the back of the net. The most pressing matter to me, Frankie, is keep the puck out of your own net. In this 6-game stretch where they could only beat the Chicago Blackhawks, they've allowed 25 goals. And you know what? This is not the type of team that will outscore their problems right now. Their defensive structure that everybody thought was all solved and taken care of was actually all smokes and mirrors because their goaltending bailed them out last season. So they need to play better defensively to let their offensive talent stop pressing, stop taking chances, and finally being able to play with some confidence. Being on your heels doesn't help out. And just because you have better depth up front in the bottom 9 doesn't mean you're going to be all that good defensively. They need to figure out, as you said, to keep the puck out of their net, keep the puck out of their zone, and start going forward.
It's a huge part of it, and at the crux of it is still some superstar offensive players. Even though Mitch Marner is gone, Austin Matthews at times has established himself as one of the best two-way forwards in the NHL, and at one point you would have said is the best goal scorer and, more importantly, the best 5-on-5 goal scorer. Austin Matthews is not playing to that level right now. William Nylander has been inconsistent at best, and John Tavares had a great start to the season, and things have tailed off more recently. So when you look at how teams are going to get over the hump, chances are it's not with your third-line players. It's not the Nicholas Waws and Dakota Joshuas of the world that really get you out of situations like this. And the thing is, you can take one step forward and feel like you're taking steps in the right direction. There's always that little pullback that happens when you try and get out of a slump or whatever this is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It just doesn't feel optimistic right now. The star players have established a certain threshold that they need to produce at. And the fact of the matter is, if they're not playing near that threshold, then this team is going to have a hard time winning games.
Frankie, call me crazy. I'm with you. I think their superstars need to turn this around. But be Austin Matthews' skates for a second. Look to your left, look to your right. Who's going to bring the puck to you? Who's your playmaker? I mean, Max Domi hasn't scored since late October. And Matthew Knies is forcing the play and is a finisher more than a playmaker. He needs some help as well. You know what? I may just be shuffling the chairs on the deck of the Titanic at this point, but I would change things around and hope to spark Austin Matthews mainly.
Well, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, their only way to go is up right now as they look up the Atlantic Division standings lower than the Buffalo Sabres. This is not a place that the Maple Leafs have been or feel comfortable with for quite some time, and it feels like a turning of the tide in Toronto.